Alright, welcome everyone to this YouTube series. It's going to be Age of Empires 4 coaching with Valdemar. I'm going to be playing the game with Ottomans here against the Abbasid Dynasty on Lipany. And welcome Valdemar, it's a pleasure to have you on the channel. I'm really looking forward to this coaching series. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you so much for that. Now let's get into it. So we're playing Ottomans against Abbasid. Well, Abbasid usually play quite a more boomy strategy-wise, so it will turn into a 2-2-C most likely. Either they stay in feudal or go for a timed attack in castle.
Yeah, and I think for this strategy I do quite like opening with that instant military score with the Ottomans, especially against the Abbasid Dynasty, in case I can try and find that stone mine and try and delay access to that second town centre ideally, but we shall see how this one pans out and what our opponent ends up doing.
And that's a great idea. I love that you want to play for the Dark Age here, because Abbasid, they don't deal very well in the beginning with rushes like that. You don't want delays on your second TC timing.
Yeah, they're a bit slow to get going it seems at times, but which is interesting because they don't have to commit vills to get that age up like we do.
But once they are going in second TC, they don't have any problems.
Yeah, that's the concern. That is definitely the worry. Okay, so straggler trees done. Take 2 of the villagers to gold and 2 to wood. I can select them, damn it.
So you have like a good amount of time till your second spearman comes out. So I'm curious to know how you're gonna be scouting this one.
I'm gonna go straight forward now and see where our opponent is. I think we've got a decent number of sheep, so I'm pretty happy with that. Where's my god? There it is now. Sheep a bit closer underneath the town centre. There we are, villagers are going forward. My rally points all over the place there. Fix that.
Just reset it. So one thing to remember is that if you do make a few mistakes, you can always just reset. Just go and fix them. A lot of people, they get a bit taxed by the game. So having a lot of things go wrong early on, you can affect the entire game, which is not necessary.
I see the bears at the back. That could be a point of back, but let's just see around the other side of things. There's the stone. I'm quite happy with that stone position. I might actually, in fact, send a villager to outpost flush that. Do you think it's worth it? I feel like it's a...
I think you're a bit too delayed already for the second age. They will usually be up at around minute 4:20, 4:30. Okay. So it will be worth it to get Sipahi and matches out if they play for Spearman now, and if they don't, well, to the counter.
Okay, so they've got stone there.
Got all the resources in the back, so we have to watch out. Good job with the scouting. Now, how are you gonna be doing with the spearman? How are you gonna attack him?
So I'm going to try and delay or go to that gold vein and then maybe circle around to the berries there. Just try and stay on that side so we force him not to go on that stone for as long as possible. He does have that stone on the northwest, which is a bit further out for him, so it's a bit more risky for him in a way, I guess. We'll have to keep an eye on that, I guess. I think I need to bring my scout. I'll bring the sheep back and then bring the scout forward again. Just a little bit more vision.
Very important with the spearman here that you only poke and then go back. So it requires a bit of APM here, but generally speaking, once you only have like 1 or 2, you don't want to be going in too hard because they will be trying to attack you.
Oh, my game's frozen there for a second.
That's okay. Go back again. Yeah, so generally speaking with villages, you want to be idling them for as long as possible and make them vulnerable for the next stage. If you can't get the kills.
Oh, he's going for a tower. Yeah, perfect.
Force the tower, that's very good for you. That delays his second TC. Means he's not going for a production building. Ooh. Big value here. That one spearman is doing a lot of work. Now I want to ask you, what do you think he's going to be putting his second TC?
Probably usually on deer, Possibly. I think that's what they tend to do. We'll have to see. I wonder where my second spearman is. Where is that guy? Oh no, it was toggled off for some reason. That's not good.
But at least you're getting a lot of value off your first one.
Yeah.
Maybe not for longer.
Okay, he's dead. Probably should have pulled that guy back whilst it was going up. Question is, I think he's going to end up getting that second town centre, so we've got an option to either go 2 town centres ourselves, or go for full feudalage aggression, or not so much full feudalage, but heavier feudalage. I feel like that's the preference that I want to do here.
I will have to note for you though that we have to take a look at his stone if he's going for 2 or 3 TC. I have indeed encountered a lot of Abbasid players, including myself, who tends to go for 3 TC against Ottoman, just to keep up.
Okay, okay.
So about now is a good time to go and check out your opponent. For comp, what are you gonna go?
Sipahi and archers for now, and then I'll switch this military school to Sipahi as well. I'll get that last spear for now, but I'll switch to Sipahi.
Now, try to click on his stone outcropping. He did go for 1 TC.
Yeah,
most likely on the deer. You can take a look at the fork of war. You can see if the deer are being moved. Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Indeed. Right, so our suspicions were warranted. Take a look at your housing.
Oh, I lost a scout in the end. Too late in putting him away, that's kind of annoying.
I suggest that you
make
build another one.
Yep.
A lot of people, they only go for 1 scout or their 2 initial scouts. And then if they lose them, they don't make any more. Since we're going to be harassing, it's very important that we have vision. So I really like your resource split. You'll probably need a little bit more on food.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense to me.
It's on stone, actually.
I'm a bit worried about getting for another town centre. I think maybe you have to... Actually, if he goes for another town centre, I feel like I'm a bit more confident in pushing.
Definitely, and if he must be going on a third town centre on that deer on top of his second. That's the correct upgrade.
I think after that I might get invested in siege engineering.
Could be a good idea since you're only running archers and spears. Alright, for camel archers we just want to snipe them. Take a look at his stone. Okay, he's going for second town centre.
There's only one villager
actually
there.
Engage. Oh, top.
Oh, yeah.
That is built. Go for the second one. Just start tearing it down. And then use the archers to take out villagers that come in. He only has 1 in it, so it doesn't fire many arrows. Take your archers and put them below the TC, so the one that funnels in, that you can take them out. Are you getting ranged armor on the meta? could be an idea here.
Yep.
I'm not sure how much damage that town center actually does. But he's playing camel archers, which is a mistake from him, because archers counter camel archers. He needs to be playing horseman spearmen. Alright, very good. See if we can get a few more kills there. We're already halfway with that. Watch out for your meta, it's being focused.
Oops. Yeah, that's an issue.
And
That's okay.
but we don't want to be losing it. So far, very good. Did you get siege engineering already?
Nope, I just need a bit more gold, I think, for that. Let's drop off a little bit.
I don't think you need it right now. You're doing very well without it. So
That's okay for
probably
the upgrade.
just focus. Yeah, get steel arrow. Use your Sipahi here to deal with the horse. Or use your archers. I think you have enough archers. When he's out repairing, there's no damage coming in from the town center, so that's cool. Just use your archers to defend your other units. They can deal a lot of damage to those horsemen and archers. It's a good fight for you.
Sipahi hasır, çitenin. Hazır olun. Okçular, çapıtırız. Derlen olur.
Kamu alıp eşit yorulup keçki. Durdum, evdir, iş bizi boğmuş. İşe başlıyor. Buyruk gelir, körürüm emek.
Alın okçular, basın. Okçular, olur. Okçular, alayna. Hazır olun, tefreşin erin. Anıtun, hemen. Sipahi hasır. Buyruk senin.
So what is your plan now? Where do you want to go next?
Go for that third town center.
I think he has more villages over there, and you don't have a lot of direct attack power.
Maybe get some rams. There's no villages now, it's kind of weird.
Just go. Maybe a bit more north.
Okay, yep.
Yep. Here they come. Yeah, just go crazy. Take out as many as you can. You can only fit 10 in there. You're gonna be losing some units, but he's gonna be losing villages. I'll probably pull out and then go for another resource spot, such as the woodline. And then you can get your... Well, you can go for more Sipahi, or you can go for battering rams. Right now, I think rams are a good idea, because you've got so many archers. You
I
can
feel like I
use
need some spearmen, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit of spearman is a good idea. But a new meta is a good idea as well.
Oh, yes, indeed.
You could just make a military school producer.
Go for the production builders. If I can deny the production builders, that'd be helpful. Let's rally to wood so we can get some rams out as well. We need some houses as well, right? Bad rally point there. Although we are idling villages, which is I'm very happy about. Oh, that's a lot there.
Very nice, very nice. Now we're sitting on top of his stables, which are the main combat unit for him. So if you just sit there, you're gonna be fine. It doesn't matter if you lose those units. You just want to be rallying to the stables right now. So I think if we just continue this way, this might already be GG. Because you do indeed have a lot more units than him, plus you're also producing extra. Your economy has been untouched. He's lost his second TC. And even if he has a little bit of a villager advantage, all the resources he's spending, he's losing. Whereas you're not trading much for it. So get those rams out and then start hammering down his 2 landmarks.
hazır.
A lot of
It goes
stables,
back.
isn't it? Jeez.
Okçular.
It is. So you just include a few more spears.
Ya.
But other than that, you're fine. They will never be able to mass properly unless you start going around the base. Oh, it's a GG.
GG.
Very well played.
Good game.
I will
Well
say,
played.
Obviously, there's some things that needs to be worked on, such as scouting and not losing your scout, creating extra scouts as well, and then keep on circling. Once you have that archer ball, you want to be circling resources and not firing at the TC with them. That is
Yeah.
very important that you don't fire on the TC because they do minimal damage compared to your Sipahi.
Yeah.
And it was a very good idea for you to hold off with the ramps and just keep on making units because that is where your strength is.
Yeah, I realized one thing about the build order as well that I did. I used 3 villagers off of gold to build the twin minaret madrasa. I'm just thinking whether it would have been worth pulling 3 villagers from food to build the landmark and keeping those 3 villagers on gold.
Certainly is. We can start talking about villager idle time if that is something you want to get into. That's when things start getting a little bit more complex. In general, you want to be rallying very effectively so that the villagers don't have to be moved as much. So that's the idea of build orders and openness in general. You want to be making it so that the ratio of your resource split makes it so that it aligns with your plan to go for example, Sipahi and archers. You want to be balancing that pretty good because Sipahi takes a lot of resources as food, for example, and archers take a lot of wood. But I think you had the right amount of production units buildings here. So that's definitely one thing to be looking into here. But you stressed out your opponent from the get-go very well there. You accidentally made it so that your military academy, school, wasn't producing spearmen, and that did make it so that you didn't get those villager kills. They were very low, but you made up for it by going for a second TC.
Yeah,
Look
so
at
I might
Taco.
have to look at that again and see what happened there. I must have accidentally clicked it off or something, and just in the that shouldn't really
What
be happening, of
happened-
course. But
What happened was that you were cycling between your TC and your military school, and then you click Q, which is the same for villagers.
yeah, it must have been. Yeah. Well, that was an interesting one. I feel like I do like the matchup between the Ottomans and the Abbasid Dynasty, especially if you can try and delay them with the early spearmen, force that tower, and then it really does delay them, which is quite nice. But
We can start talking about, that's important to do as well. What did your opponent do wrong here? So that you can start to see, well, if my opponent makes this mistake, well, what can I do to exploit that? So, or take advantage rather. So he went for a free TC for you. So he put his TC way out of this defensive perimeters, and that made it so that you could just go and pick it off for free. And generally speaking, when you're playing against French or against English or any other aggressive civ, maybe Ottomans as well, Malians can be aggressive as well. You want to be putting your TC very close to your first TC because you don't want to lose it. You first get your power after you've set up the second TC.
Yeah, for sure. I think playing as a condensed eco is a lot more safer if you're going to go up against the Ottomans, and if you're expecting them to be feudal age pressure, which often they will do. Unless he scouted, I didn't go for a second town center. I wasn't heavily on stone, so it was a bit surprising to see him go for 3 town centers, and then of course they were very, very far apart from each other as well.
Yes, and he made the tower instead of a production building. He should probably have made a barracks instead, and then used his own spears to fight you.
Yep, certainly an interesting game. Well, guys on YouTube, if you're watching, first thing to mention is that Valdemar is offering coaching, so do check out his Twitch channel. He's on Twitch a lot of the time. He's doing coaching streams, he's doing rec replays, so I'm going to leave a link for his Twitch stream in the bottom in the video description. Certainly worth checking out. And if you enjoy this kind of tutorial videos or these coaching videos, do give the video a thumbs up and let us know in the comment section below what you'd like to see going forward. But we're planning to do plenty of more of this, and I'm super excited. So Valdemar, as always, thank you so much for the coaching.
No problem. I look forward to do it again very, very soon, and we'll be putting out the series as well, with quite frequent episodes, I believe.
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan. And until next time, guys, we shall see you, and have fun playing Age of Empires 4.